would you state your name and spell both your first and last name?
My name's Joanne Robin. It's Joannne. Robin is Robben.
And you are married to Ty, is that correct?
Correct.
And how long have you known him?
About 5.5 years.
Have you known him to be violent in any way during that time period?
Never.
So physically, has he been violent?
No.
Has he made threats to you?
No.
Threats to anybody else that you know of?
No.
How would you describe charges against him that he could become physically violent?
I think the idea that these people here charging him with this.
We're not thinking now. We
All right. I believe that this is absurd.
And why is that?
He's never been in any altercation physically with anybody. He has absolutely no record of or history of violence. And, you know, he's been an employee of the state for 8 years without any reprimands or discipline. He was obviously not appears to me that he's obviously not a problem employee either.
And so, how does he fight? Does he, if he's not physical, what does he use?
He's a man of many words.
Many words?
Yeah. He talks. He knows his rights. He knows the laws, and he won't let people take advantage of him when there's a law there to protect him.
And does he try to get the law to protect him?
If it's a blatant violation of the law against him, yeah.
Do you know Lisa Brooks?
Yes, she was at my wedding. She threw us a baby shower.
Did you have a baby recently?
Yeah, about 1.5 years ago.
Did you know that there was a blogger, Hide and Watch, who was making statements to Ty?
I knew that somebody using the name Hiding Watch had said, "We're watching you closely." Yes, I did.
And when that happened, were you a little bit concerned about that?
Yes, I was. The name Hide and Watch implies that someone's stalking us. Same day that Hide and Watch posted "watching you closely," somebody had written "watching you" on the car as it was parked in front of our house. Yeah, I was very disturbed by it.
Okay. Where was it? Was it on one of the windows so you could see it on the car?
It was on a window, and I did not see it. I saw a photo of it once the mechanic actually saw it, because the car blew up the same day someone wrote "watching you" on the window.
Okay.
Car blew up, totally blew up?
The engine blew up, yes.
Oh, the engine.
The engine,
So
sorry, the engine blew is the term I think people use. Engine blew. I don't know what that means technically.
Okay. So the engine blew.
Engine blew.
And there's watching you on the window.
Yes.
And there is a blog from Hide and Watch.
Yes.
Okay.
Saying they're watching closely.
Okay. And were you concerned about with those items? Were you concerned that somebody was watching you closely?
Yeah.
And did you talk to Mr. Robin about that?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay. And was he upset too that day?
Yeah, he was concerned. I mean, obviously.
Your Honor, I'd like to object. He can testify.
Sure.
And she can too, Judge.
Well, she just did.
She was present.
She said what she saw, heard, and so on. And
Expressed concern to me.
Okay.
that's fine.
And so, did you think you needed to take action to defend yourselves?
I don't know how we could. We didn't know who Hide and Watch was.
Oh, okay. So there was nothing you can do?
Not really.
Okay.
Not that. I mean, I know we tried to go to the police department. I did not. My husband went to the police department to report that someone had written watching you on our car. And I know he went to the Nevada appeal to try to find out who watching hide and watch was. But
Was he able to find out who
no,
it was?
they don't give out that information.
Okay. And was Ty able to find out who it was?
He didn't, I did not find out, and I don't believe he knew it was until Lisa filed a restraining order that said, I am hide and watch.
Okay. And was that surprising to you that Lisa said that was her?
Yeah, because the name hide and watch implies that she's stalking somebody, and I didn't picture her to be a stalker. So yeah, I was surprised it was her. I didn't think she's a threatened person up until
So-
that time.
If you would have known it was her, would you have felt physically threatened by her?
No, and I wouldn't have felt physically threatened by her.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you. Did you have anything?
I do, Your Honor, thank
Miss-
you.
Mrs. Robin? Mhm.
Good morning, my name is
morning.
Pam Madrona, I represent Feliciano in this matter here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some questions for you, and if I may, Your Honor, I'm going to be referring to plaintiff's Exhibit A, page 2, if I may approach.
Okay.
Are you aware that Ty, do you call him Ty?
Yes.
That he went to the doctor on June 30th, 2009?
I don't know the date, so he went to the doctor. What doctor was it?
At Heidi Nelson at Barton Memorial Hospital?
I don't recognize that name either.
Okay,
June 30th?
right.
I have to get a calendar out and think about where it was, and I don't remember June 30th
Okay.
off the top of my head.
Did he tell you that he had gone to see a medical doctor and that he reported that he was homicidal?
He reported he was homicidal. He said he was homicidal.
According to the medical report, yes.
Objection, Your Honor, she's already said that she didn't,
No,
didn't
I
see
do.
the,
Oh,
hang on a second.
okay.
She didn't know that whether he went to the doctor that day. If she didn't see it, it's not admissible.
Did you? You didn't know?
Barton Memorial, that's the one in Tahoe, right? Yeah. Barton Memorial's up in South Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
I did know he went there. I didn't know, I don't recall that it was June 30th. I did know he went there. I did not know if he made a statement saying he was homicidal. I
Your Honor, again,
I have no idea of that. I did not know that.
That's not. She's not
Yeah,
present.
he's
She
not
can't
homicidal.
testify to it.
Well, she said she had no idea. So,
Right. She's not present. She can't testify to it.
Okay, Ms. Johnson.
It's not an admissible document.
I said, she said she didn't know, so we'll go ahead and go to the next question, Ms. McDermott.
So if the medical report states that he reported that he was homicidal, is that a surprise to you?
Objection, Your Honor. It's not a document that's in evidence. I don't know if she can have a hypothetical answer to hypothetical evidence.
She's testifying as to her husband, and she's introduced the fact that she didn't think that he was threatening. Well, he's reported to her that he was homicidal.
Judge,
That-
she can't use the report with this witness. She can ask the question, do you think he was, but she can't
Yes.
use this evidence.
No, you can't. Obviously, this is supposed to be confidential from a doctor. That's supposed to be confidential. And so we're not gonna ruin that.
Well, he did introduce
That-
medical evidence with his request for this dissolution hearing.
Judge,
Which is,
if my client indicated that we were talking about the hypomania, that's on the blog. So I tried to go into it, and I'm being blocked because it's
I said, this is confidential. We're not gonna get into it.
well, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. I thought as of the hearing that we began on Monday that this was part of the evidence that was being submitted because he had submitted medical evidence.
It had never been admitted, Your Honor. She had talked about it. It hadn't been admitted. She
And
didn't
if-
have a witness to put anything through.
We need him to waive the confidentiality of that to put it into evidence. And so we're not going
Right.
to do that.
Well, then I would request that the references to his medical status throughout this hearing be stricken, and also regarding his application for the dissolution.
He did allow that out. He did allow that out himself. And
That was in the blog, and we talked about that.
I've said, we're not going to get into something that we're going to cross the line between doctor-patient confidentiality. And the part that he brought it in himself. That's not confidential then once he brings it in. But he didn't bring in if he was homicidal or not. Okay?
Well, this is to rebut that then, Your Honor. If he's introduced his medical status, then we have the opportunity to provide evidence to the contrary.
Judge, you've ruled on it 7 times, but
Just-
if you,
Let's go ahead and go on to the next question. 'Cause I'm not going to allow that part in. You can cross-examine him on what was brought in, but we're not going to expand that. Okay? Thank you. Anything?
I will have an opportunity to ask him about this then.
Him?
Understand?
Him, but not her. Him only as far as what he brought into evidence today.
and then I would have the chance then to talk to Mr. DeCiano because he's claiming privilege. If Mr. DeCiano is
Look,
claiming privilege,
we're
then none
not
of it
going,
comes.
anything that's privileged or confidential and has not been brought into evidence, like Mr. Robin did bring in that part about, well, I'm not this and this and this, and I should be able to go back to work. That part was brought in, and so you can cross-examine him over that.
And then he was cleared to go back to work.
Clear to go back to work. All right, did you have anything more of this lady?
Well, I do have that question then. If it was reported that he, well, would it be a surprise to you if he had made the statement that he was homicidal?
Yes, it would be a surprise.
Okay. So you don't know that part of your husband?
Objection, Your Honor. She
What
already
part of my
testified it's a surprise, would be a surprise.
If he reported that he was homicidal?
That would be a surprise.
Okay. Anything further of this witness?
I do, Your Honor, thank you. I also, if I may approach again, Your Honor, I want to show you, referring to Plaintiff's Exhibit A1 on page 6. This is an email from Ty Robin to Barb Morningstar, and then there he states, the day of reckoning will come soon. Does he talk like that to your knowledge?
He doesn't use the word reckoning very often, no.
Okay. So if he said the day of reckoning will come soon,
Isn't that like the judgment, like court case that we're here today?
Well, he said the day of reckoning will come soon.
And here we are.
Is that something that he has said to you, or you've heard?
No, he's never said that to me.
Okay. And so if he said that would come as a surprise to you, that he would talk that way?
Judge, how,
Surprise?
I don't know how
Not
it's
as-
relevant.
Not nearly as I'm saying homicidal. That's a surprise.
And you said that you didn't see watching you written on your car?
I just saw the photograph of it.
And where were you at the time? Where was the car at the time?
When it was written,
Were you in Carson City or in Lake Tahoe?
when exactly?
When it was written on your windshield?
When I found out.
No, where it happened. Do you know where it happened?
I don't know where it happened.
Okay.
I think it happened at our house,
But you don't know.
but I didn't see anybody doing it, no.
And when you found out you were in Lake Tahoe?
No, I wasn't. Well, when I found out, no, I think I was in Carson City and Ty was in Tahoe and he called me to tell me that the mechanic had seen it when they were at the mechanics.
And the car was in Lake Tahoe?
It was at the mechanics in Lake Tahoe.
Okay. If I may approach again, Your Honor?
Sure.
Referring to plaintiff's A1, bear with me one moment, please, Your Honor. Referring to page 30.
Judge, may I see it first before we have a question?
Sure.
Page 30 is third block back from the top of the page. to the third blog down, the third entry, next to the third picture. It says Ty_Robin wrote. Do you know if that's your husband?
I would assume it was. I never asked him if that was him.
Judge, I would object to the assumption. She can't make an assumption, and
No,
she doesn't
I
have
didn't.
personal knowledge. She doesn't know.
He never said I'm blogging as Ty Robin to me.
Do you know what names he uses to blog?
No, I don't blog.
But do you know what names he uses?
No, I don't know
to
what
blog?
names he uses.
Do you know if he uses more than Ty Robin?
No, I just
Already
said
said
that.
she doesn't blog
That's
and
asked
she doesn't
and
know.
answered.
Do you
Okay.
know if he blogs anonymously?
I do not know. I don't blog. I don't pay attention to blogs.
Okay. All right, I'm going to again refer to the one that's the third one down.
Okay.
And he says,
Objection, Your Honor. The witness said she doesn't know if this is him. Ms. McDermott is assuming that it's him. This is not the right witness to ask these questions of it.
she doesn't know the question. I haven't asked it yet.
Okay, go ahead and ask the question, we'll make a decision.
She's
then.
looking at having her look at a blog that she's never seen before.
And what is the question about that?
Thank you, Your Honor. The last sentence here states, and are we, just so I'm clear, are we now disputing that he wrote this?
No, I don't think that's ever been a dispute.
Writing it, so
Go ahead.
thank you, Your Honor. It states here, to people watching me, envy what you see because I see you too, along with my friends Smith and Wesson. Do you know if your husband wrote that?
I believe he did write that.
Okay. And do you know that he wrote that he has night vision goggles?
I didn't know that he wrote he had night vision goggles.
Does he have night vision
No.
goggles? Okay. He wrote that he has high-powered information gathering apparatuses. Did you know that he wrote that?
No, I didn't know he wrote that.
He wrote that he had certain tracking devices. Did you know that he wrote that?
No.
He wrote that he has software hacking tools. Did you know that he wrote that?
No. I hadn't read that blog before.
Okay.
So everything in it,
Judge, I would object to the mischaracterization. It's software hacking tools, a PI.
Of a PI, yeah. A private investigator.
Right.
Okay, so he states, thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Software hacking tools, a PI. So I don't know if a comma was meant to be in there or not, but regardless, were you aware that he wrote that?
no.
Okay.
I know, well, no, I didn't know he wrote those.
Okay, and he wrote that he has psychic intuition. Do you know that he wrote that?
No.
He wrote, and it states, I also have gigabytes of data on certain people of interest. Did you know that he wrote that?
No.
Does he have gigabytes of data on certain people?
She doesn't know anything about computer stuff. She'd already said she doesn't know about that,
I don't.
blogging, et cetera, so.
Okay. So it's fair to say that your husband is out there, is blogging on internet sites, and you don't know anything about that, is that correct?
I know he was blogging,
Okay.
but I don't read blog. I didn't read the blogs.
Okay, so whatever he's saying, you don't know.
I'm sorry,
Whatever
repeat
he's
that?
saying on his blogs, you don't know what that is?
Only from what he discusses with me.
But he didn't discuss this with you?
He just discussed that someone said they're watching us, and so he responded by saying that because he was fearful of the person watching us.
Okay. But he hadn't told you, the people watching me envy what you see because they see you too, along with my friends Smith and Wesson.
Oh, he mentioned that that's one of the reasons. He didn't mention that he blogged that. He mentioned that's one of the reasons that people are putting the restraining order on him. So I did know that that was out there.
Okay, very good. Good job.
When they walk up here, they can't record. So you have to stay back there and be very close to the mic up here.
Okay, I'll be very close up there.
One or the other, and you stay at there.
Yeah.
It's the table.
We can't record, huh?
Well, it's so low when they talk.
Oh.
It's not like a clear record.
Okay. Okay, now, you're gonna have any further question, Mrs. Robert, or you want her to step down?
I have a final question to ask of her. If Ty had said about the day of reckoning, you started to say about judgment and being here in court.
That's what I would assume because he knew this day was coming. Or maybe he didn't know about the restrainers. He knew that there was a lawsuit coming and it would all come out at that time.
And judge, day of reckoning to you meant judgment?
Yes.
Thank you, that's all I have.
You may step down. Thank you for your time, Mr. Robin. You had one last witness, Ms. Joppi? Or no?
Judge, I just needed to double check. I think all the exhibits were admitted. I think we admitted A, B, and C last time. I moved to admit that D is admitted.
Any objection?